Hey Guardians, your man Sly back again with some hot info on the upcoming Iron Banner. Don't worry, your speakers aren't messed up. You heard me. I said Iron Banner is on its way back and will be here in a matter of weeks. Along with Brother Vance and Trials of Osiris popping up a few days after on the 16th, Iron Banner will start a little before that on Reset, Tuesday, October the 13th. With all new maps, Bungie dropped a line in the weekly update which made me wonder if they are switching up gameplay for Iron Banner in Year 2. If you want to see it for yourself, it's about a quarter of the way down, first sentence on the Iron Banner section, and simply says this: prepare to control the zones, level up, and choose your weapon. In the past, Iron Banner has always been about classic control. So are they switching to zone control for Year 2? Now for those of you who aren't familiar with zone control, or if you don't have the Taken King yet, zone control is a game type where kills do not matter. It's all about team play and holding down the most zones. The longer the zone's held, the higher the points. Most points wins the game, obviously. If you didn't know any better, you would think that you're hopping into a game of control. But zone control is different, and even though you don't really have to play the game differently, those of you who are all about kills and that KD might have a bit of a problem with this. Now, I'm not confirming that zone control is the new Iron Banner game type for Year 2, but dropping a line like that at the very beginning of the sentence seems to me like a statement without directly saying it. Well, we'll see soon enough. With the new Iron Banner comes new weapons and gear. I've made a recap of all the changes coming to Iron Banner 2.0 in a video I posted a few days ago. The link is in the description box below if you want to check it out. But now on to the goodies. The Iron Banner weapons. Now I have left out perks on these weapons on purpose. Since these are legendaries, primary, secondary, and tertiary perks will always be random. I'll show you what I mean about that in a second. First up, let's start with the hard hitters, the heavies. We have Braedomart's Stand, the LMG, and Tormod's Bellows, the rocket launcher. Braedomart's Stand is an average looking LMG packing 28 to 35 rounds depending on stats and perk rolls. Rate of fire 66, impact 53, it's in the same archetype of LMG as the dreaded BTRD. Range tops out at 15, which kinda sucks, and speaking of sucks, reload 26. But the stability gives it some hope at 60. This one seems like a bruiser. With Void Element added, I bet it can tear through some of those Taken Wizards. Now notice I didn't add perks. Here's what I meant. If you head over to the Armory on Bungie.net, you can click on every variation that's able to roll your way. And there are just too many to list on every weapon I'm going to show you. I had to cut out these could be one of whatever perks, so I assure you that there is nothing special hidden in there. The possibility of rolls are the same thing you would get from buying a weapon out of the tower. Okay, so moving on to Tormod's Bellows. Another void weapon packing 2 rockets. Rate of launch is 11 with a decent blast radii of 68. Very nice velocity at 83 and equally nice reload at 65. Stability in rocket launchers are like stability in shotguns. They really don't matter in my opinion, but this one has great stability for launching a rocket off your shoulder, if that matters to you. Next up, we have the Iron Banner Year 2 special weapons. Let's start it off with the new fusion rifle, Ash Raven's Flight. Charge rate 22, impact 87 with again great reload. Stability is mediocre at 46 as well as its range at 40. Fusion rifles have been the most bounced around weapon in Destiny. I can't ever seem to get a fix on how they're going to handle or where one of them fits into a certain category. I know that range has been reduced on them as well as the velocity of the fusion streams. If you add a slow charge rate, then in my opinion you better have accelerated coils dropped on this bad boy, or you might get 2 shot dropped by the Hawk Moon before you can even fire back once. With shotguns seemingly untouched in 2.0, it'll be interesting to see where this year's Iron Banner shoddy, Daedrus Retort, will fit among its cousin Fellwinter's Lie. With these stats, I have a feeling it might get left behind. Rate of fire 14, impact 61, another void weapon with 6 in the mag and less than half the range of Fellwinter's at 17. Stability 36 and an agonizing slow reload at 23. It's basically a party crasher with less range. It might shoot a little faster, but I really don't have high hopes for it. This probably won't beat any of the currently existing shotguns out there, so let's move on to snipers. The first one we have is Wayloran's March. Once again a void shooter with a high mag count as well as rate of fire. Rate of fire at 40, sadly low impact at 13, it's kind of in its own class. It shoots faster than Praedyth's Revenge, also with less impact, but shoots slower than Subtle Nudge and AMR 2020 with a little more impact. Universally, these types of snipers are aren't very well liked. Impact anything lower than Praetus, and it takes 3 body shots to make a kill. So if you miss the headshot and accidentally hit a body, you have to follow up with 2 more bullets to get the kills. Next please. The notorious Iron Wreath is up next, and you might have seen this absolutely destroy people in Rift if you watched any of the E3 footage, but I think it's overhyped. Rate of fire 100, impact at 5, it's almost identical to the Jabberwocky D. Decent range, great stability, and reload, but if you can't reckon the Crucible with any of the currently available sidearms, chances are you won't do any different with Iron Wreath, although I am loving the look of it. So last on the list we have the new Iron Banner primaries. First up, Hakon's Hatchet, and no, this isn't Dragon Age Inquisition. With a mag anywhere of 28 to 44, it's a well-rounded auto rifle. Rate of fire 88, impact 8, it's in the same archetype as Monte Carlo, though with less stability, range, and reload. But don't get discouraged because Monte Carlo is an exotic. And depending on your perk drop, this can still be a mean machine to watch out for. Lord Saladin must favor high-impact scouts because we have another one in year 2. Colovance's Duty holds 12 to 20 bullets with a rate of fire 27, impact 61. It's just like last year's Iron Banner scout rifle, the Galeon's Demise. These types excel at range and are notorious for low stability. It's got decent reload and with the right perks, a beast in the right hands. Finala's Peril is the new hand cannon Saladin will bless you with this year, and it looks fairly decent if this were PvE. 10 to 13 in the mag with a rate of fire of 22, impact 81, this is almost identical to the Fatebringer. It has less range, but more stability and faster reload. With the range nerf in hand cannons, I doubt this will be used very often. Legendary hand cannons just don't have what it takes to be a big player like the exotics. You know, they should have left most hand cannons alone in 2.0 and only focus on the exotics. If anything, legendaries need the help to bring them out of the broom closet. Okay, and finally the last weapon on our list, and the one I am personally most excited for, Nirwen's Mercy. By the way, who makes up these names? I don't have a clue, but I'd like to see the baby book of names all these came out of. Anyway, pulse rifles are strong right now, with up to 36 in the mag and an impact of 14, rate of fire 66, it's in the same archetype as the All-Fate, which is my go-to weapon in PvP right now. You know, crusty range at 34, but with stability at 71 and reload 68, they can keep the range. I have a feeling this bad boy will be responsible for a lot of rage quits in the future. Well, that wraps it up, Guardians. I wish I could have been a little more specific in terms of perks, but we'll have to let RNGesus make that decision for us. Don't forget to check out my weekly update video that shows you all the changes not only in Iron Banner, but the Trials of Osiris as well. Keep it sly, Guardians. This is your main man Sly, heading out, and I'll see you in the rotation real soon. See ya.